Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. I'm Steven Silver, character designer and teacher, dedicated to helping you learn about the art industry and living up to your potential. Whippy! All right, so just wanted to say that this week, I'm going to put the link down below, and it was really cool. I didn't realize that the Gallery Fullerton show that I have on the 19th, if you happen to live in that neck of the woods, I'm going to be doing lectures and demonstrations, and I didn't realize that it was open to the public, so anyone can kind of like show up to it, so if you can, and I'll put the link down below. So what I wanted to talk about today was the sort of unbalance that one will go through as an artist that I've experienced, and I know a lot of other people have experienced, okay? So when you're younger, you sort of like, and you're growing and you're moving into this field, and not even young. I'm not talking about when you're 6 years old, when you're 10 years old, but you know, when you're like 18 to, I don't know, let's just say up to 25, 27, whatever age that may be, you have that sort of doubt and question and sort of unease as far as, will I ever make it? Can I ever make it? Will I achieve the things that I want to achieve? And then once you get to those points where I feel like I reached those points in my career where, you know, wow, things are going smoothly. I published my own books. I got books going. Wow, I got hired at the studios. I got different clients that I never thought I would have had before. I got different opportunities that I would have never had before. But then the thing that happens when you get to that point, and I see it so much with celebrities and everything else, you question, can I maintain it? Can I keep this? Is this what it's going to be? Will I lose it? What happens if I lose it? So you never go. So if you think that there is ever going to be a place in your career, in your life as a creative, where you're going to feel like this complete smoothness and serenity, and I got to be careful what I say here, it's not real. And I don't mean that you can't enjoy where you get, and you can't enjoy the certain levels, let's just say the plateaus that you reach as you're climbing up that mountain of life and you're trying to reach this ideal peak that's up there. Now, you know, it's nerve-wracking because you're not there yet. And I get so many emails from people, and I love when you guys email me, and I respond to nearly pretty much every single email I ever get, and any comments that you guys make. And this is always the thing, I love drawing, I love designing, I love doing this, but I'm afraid. I love doing this, but what if this? And there's always this constant self-doubt of maybe not being able to make it, and then that's setting you up for just, you know, you got this, the chaos, right, in the head, the madness. Will it ever happen? I honestly believe that nothing can be forced. And I think my message that I really want to say today is, if you gotta, we and you and everyone, you gotta let these things go. You gotta let these things go, because knowing that this is reality, everyone is gonna face this. Anyone who's trying to be, have a passion fulfilled life, you know, and that passion fulfilled life is knowing that I love roller skating, and I want to be a roller skating championship. I want to be in a roller derby, and I want to take my life there. I love riding horses, and one day I want to be an equestrian horse rider. Whatever it is, whatever your thing of choice, I want to be a character designer. I want to be a storyboard artist. Good. You know what that's going to be, but it's like the thing that I always wish I could have told my younger self, but I realized I had to go through it and learn. But what I know now is just keep aiming towards that thing that you want to do. you're going to do it anyway. You want to do it. So you can either choose to do it for the next 10 years of development in a phase of misery and just, resistance and fighting. And this sucks. And I don't want to have to learn. And I don't want to have to study. But you can't keep holding that off. You're going to have to do that. So you might as well do it. Those projects that you want to do, those books that you want to make, those whatever it is you want to do, you just got to move through it. And yes, it's going to be tough, and there's going to be that weighing element on your shoulder and in your head, but you got to move through it. But there's always going to be, at this beginning phase, until you're in the job that you want, you're going to be questioning, can I do it? The answer is, do you want to do it? Do you really want to make this happen? And I'm not talking about bamboozling the system and just wishy-washy like, like you can just, like you can make wishes come true. Because there's a lot of people who want to do a lot of things but just don't have the skill set. So how are you gonna get the job as a character designer in the industry if you don't even have the sort of portfolio that dictates what a character designer should have in the industry, or the level of the people that are working in the industry? And I've mentioned this before, there's so much talent out there. There is so much talent, not to be afraid of the talent, and only because there's so much talent out there that a lot of that talent doesn't even get the jobs. But why? Why does that talent that I'm afraid of, that's sort of holding me back, that I see all over Facebook and everything else and Instagram, that is making me believe that I can't maybe do this and being that scared factor, why is that? What is it about that and those people that are scaring the hell out of me and this fear? But funnily enough, it's not even funny, a lot of those people aren't working. And you say, how is that possible? And again, it's a mindset, because it's amazing how many talented artists that I personally work with and train and doing this stuff who have so much little self-confidence within themselves and so much doubt that they are blocking themselves from achieving anything. And that's what you have to do, is you have to break through these barriers of this self-doubt and all this other stuff that's going to go on. It is the only way that you can forge ahead. Because all this mental stuff, garbage that's going on in your head and keeps stopping you, telling you how impossible this is and how hard this is going to be, it's your own worst enemy. Okay, so we know you're going to go through that. You're going to go through all this. But then when you get to the other side, all of a sudden the struggle, oh my God, boom, I got the dream job. Woohoo, I got my thing. I got this going off. I got that. But then now it's just the fear of maintaining it. Now, is this going to go away tomorrow? Is everyone going to realize that I'm just fooling everyone, that I've just pulled the wool over their eyes and just like, I'm fooling them all? Again, this comes into the imposter syndrome, which a lot of creatives have. I personally myself have it. And you get into this facet where I know that I'm doing my best. And it's like, I'm trying and the thing that I think that forges me ahead is, even though I know that I'm not the best artist out there, I don't need to be, is that I am just doing my best. I'm just doing what I feel feels right at the time. I'm doing what I feel like might be worthwhile trying. I'm just seeing, what happens and trying to make the clients that I work with happy. And if I can fulfill that, then that's a plus, because that's the end goal. You just want to be able to keep people happy. Are you going to do work for certain clients and all of a sudden you think you've done a good job and they don't call you again, and you go, then all of a sudden that self-doubt, oh my God, did I mess up the project that bad that this person is not even calling me back anymore? Who knows? This is the thing. If you stop trying to think what other people are thinking all the time, this is your freedom. When you can just let go, and I talked about it in my selfish podcast that I did, art talk that I did, was when you just have to just stop thinking or worrying or trying to figure out what everyone else is doing, try to get rid of that jealousy bug. You know what I'm talking about. You know it's in you, that jealousy bug that we all have, that we all face, that you see that artist who's just like kicking ass and taking names, and is so much better than you, and you're just like, whoa, man, I wish, but no, that's not me. That's not who I am. That's not who you are. So stop trying this. There's one aspect to have that threshold, because I think that having a threshold of a great artist becomes inspiration, right? It is this person that you admire. So mine was Mort Drucker. Mine was J.C. Leyendecker, Norman Rockwell, Jack Davis, Al Hirschfeld. Those are the guys that with a high bar. Now, was I pissed at them that they are who they are? No. It's like I looked at these guys as, wow, these guys are just phenomenal and they've made it in their own way. I don't know all the stuff that was going behind closed doors in their life. How many people do we meet all the time that are seem like they got it together and on top of the world, yet they got all these demons and things and dark things going on in their closet, right? There's something that's just like they're going through turmoil and they're going through this and all these things, and you go, that we don't even know about, you have no idea. And I don't know. I don't want to be like that. That's why I'm just like, I know that I don't, do I? No, I don't. Nothing that I can think of. I know there's nothing other than, man, all I wanted to do was just get ahead. But the one thing that I don't even want to say fear, because fear would be something that would be stopping me from doing something. I think if you truly fear something, you just don't do it. So I don't know. I think maybe fear is too strong of a word, but I think about that at any moment. It just, the faucet just might turn off. I think, yeah. And I think maybe that's part of why I decided for myself to really many years ago do my own stuff and set my own bar and create my own outlets and just try things, because I don't want to have to rely on other people. And in all honesty, I think that's a good place to try to get to. And yeah, don't make this an impossibility, because you have so much control. Your mind is so powerful. If you could just switch that negative Nelly voice into the positive Polly choice. I don't know who positive Polly is, but now you're going to be positive dude, girl, whoever you are, and just make stuff happen. Just try it. Just try it. But yes, what my beginning point of this, are you going to go through that as an accomplished artist? Yes. And that's the worst thing about it, in all honesty. And I think if you can try to alleviate some of that pain, because it's there. I'm not going to lie to you. It's there. There's that sort of like, how do I maintain? What do I need to do? You don't want it to go away. But I've also come to a place in my life which is, made things easier on me. And that is, even though I've done things in my life that, again, one thing led to another, never knowing where I was going to end up on this journey. And it's still continuous. And that's the exciting thing about it, is that I'm not afraid of the failure. I'm not afraid of being broke. I know that if it comes down to it, we'll figure it out. My family will figure it out once we cross that bridge. And I think we got to go with that old adage, is that we cross that bridge when we get to it. It's, you got to do some planning, but that's the reality. We cross that bridge when we get to it. If I'm thrown in this situation, that's the situation we're going to be in. Now, I just erased it off my arm. I had this quote on my arm. And I was watching it. Been listening to this awesome YouTube channel that I came across, and it's called Impact Theory. You guys, listen, some of you guys I'm going to listen to this guy, and some of you guys will and some of you guys won't. I hope that you do. This guy is named Tom Biu or something like that, and he was the creator of a protein bar called Quest, which is a very successful company. Made a lot of money himself, but you'll learn it's not about the money. Don't let that sort of taint you. But the guest that he has on, and he had this one guest on who I really like. I read this guy's books, and his last name is Green, Greene. I can't remember his first name, but he's written many books. He just recently had a stroke, and he's coming and is on this show and is talking about this. And it's so awesome just hearing the different perspective. But this one thing that he wrote, I think it's a Latin term, and I believe, don't quote me on this, I think it's called Amor Fati, which is love of fate. And it was quoted and written by this German writer who ended up living his life about this. So all of a sudden this guy, these are the things, these moments. This guy mentions this on this podcast. So what's the first thing I do? And they go through this conversation. They go, this guy wrote some cool things. Boom. Then I go YouTube, Google, try to find who this guy is and learn more about this guy and what the trauma and things that he went through until he let Amor Fati into his life, which means love of fate, which means no matter what happens in your life, good or bad, is the pure acceptance of it. The thing that I truly believe in. And that's why I love that, because I'm like, oh, another thing that makes sense. Amor Fati is that the idea of that whatever is going on in your life, in your world, where good or bad is acceptance of it. And this is it. This is what I'm going through. I'm going through this lawsuit right now. I'm going through the loss of my parent. I'm going through the loss of my dog. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. Whatever that scenario is, I'm going through the loss of my job being, I'm about to be let go. I just got fired. But then, so whatever it is, you kind of take on that sort of the love of fate and acceptance of this is it. This is reality. And the sooner we can let that into our heads and into our minds and into our hearts and truly embrace that and live it. Live it. It's not just talk about it. It's live it. It's accepting this facet that we can then be free to not only go through that phase of just trying to climb up this mountain and try to get to the thing that we want, but once we get there, knowing that no matter what happens, it's fate, if you believe in that this is the way it's going to be. And what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do if it goes horribly wrong? You can choose to go into that hole and sit there because it's gone horribly wrong, or you can just choose to just say, I'm gonna dig myself out and I'm gonna just accept it and go through this. And that's what it becomes. And these are the important factors. So you're in it either way. Along the journey, you're going through that. And once you get there, you're going to go through it. So it's going to be up to you how you choose to handle it. And this is why this is just a very, I feel, important topic just to talk about. Because there's the people are scared. People are scared, especially younger generation, 25 to 35. Where am I going to be? What am I going to do? How am I going to support my family? Can I even have children? Okay, now I'm doing what I want to do and I'm not so happy with what I'm doing. And where can it go from here? What if this? What if this? Just relax. Take some deep breaths. Just kind of let it move. This is all we can do. And the sooner you grasp this, the sooner you truly allow this philosophy to enter into your mainstream, into your blood, into your veins, into who you are, is the only time that you can at least start to have that freedom. And yes, there's going to be that little bits of creeps of things of that self-doubt that pops in your mind every now and again. Does for me. I'm not oblivious to this. I haven't taken some pill or something that's made it all vanish. It's still there, but what happens is you're able to control it. And you're able just to go, bam, I got you, little son of a bitch, and woo! And you throw it out and you go, I'm not going to let you take over. And you'll find that you may go through these moments of those days and you're just like, man, what am I even doing? What's even going on here? What is going on? And then the next day you're just like, things are better. It just is all of a sudden better. But this is what it's all about. All right. Thanks for watching. Make it a great week. Be sure to check out the link below. If you happen to be near Fullerton this week, stop on by and I shall talk to you guys next week. And for those of you I'll see in Europe, I'll see you guys in Europe. Make it happen. See ya. To subscribe to my mailing list and stay updated on future workshops and events, please go to my contact at silvertunes.com and simply hit join mailing list. Until the next time, make it a great week and thank you for listening.